and founder of Operation Hope, there's a misperception that only poor people, struggling people can access credit. So I was talking to a friend of mine this morning in the auto business, a high-end auto business, and he was telling me that this beautiful, young, maybe be clear, actually, I'm sorry, older, sorry, she's so middle-aged, around 50, but beautiful, blonde, fit, the stereotype of success in Beverly Hills or Buckhead, whatever that is in your mind of somebody who's well-to-do, that's this person in this image, and this is a real story, who made $500,000 a year in, I think it was engineering or something. So career, well-established, but when they went to try to get her to be able to buy an $80,000 car with a $20,000 cash down payment, she was denied. I'll repeat that. It was a 4-hour process to try to get this lady who was, again, fit the profile of somebody you think, when people think, oh, it must be, I'm not getting credit, it must be racism, discrimination. It might be that, but if your credit score is 500 anything or low 600s, it might just be the banks don't want you. The financiers don't want you because the perception is, and maybe the reality, you don't pay your bills. So this lady who had a $500,000 income, fit the profile of mainstream success, has been working forever, had $20,000, 20%, no more than 20%, is that right? No, 20% to put down on a car, $80,000 purchase, $20,000 cash down, 4-hour process, every lender turned her down. With this friend of mine who owns his auto dealership, because if you looked at her credit report, she was $20 late for this credit card, $5 late for that, small things, but she was, late for multiple credit cards and multiple consumer debt over long periods of time. She didn't pay her bills. She didn't prioritize it, she was excited about getting the credit, but wasn't excited about paying folks back. And she ultimately, paid the big items over time, but she played games with the lenders. And again, it was just not paying attention, not paying medical bills, getting that charged off, not paying your credit card for, months, figure out, then paying it up with the late fees, thinking that was okay. It's not okay. When you have a credit obligation that says paying every month, you need to pay every month. You can't pay as you want to. You got to pay in line with your agreement. Reminds me, and I'm going to really democratize this video because I've just now picked on somebody who's white and blonde and 50 years old and making $500,000 a year in, let's say, here in Atlanta, Buckhead or Beverly Hills. Now let me pick on my black, wealthy recording artist friend. I won't name his name, but and it's nobody you guess, because actually I'm not really a friend with this person. I'm saying friend in the sense that I know him, but I really mostly know of him. He's nobody in my universe. But he was really big 10 years ago. Had gotten all kind of loans from banks. I'll say the bank was SunTrust. You might be able to figure out who this person is. And for a mansion, for a Rolls Royce, all that stuff. And he was completely happy when he got the loan. But when his income dried up and he couldn't pay the loan back, all of a sudden now it's racism. Oh, the bank is racist. Bank's pressing me. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna picket you. Wait a minute. You weren't picketing them when you wanted to get the loan. You weren't picketing them when they approved your loan. You weren't picketing them when they gave you great terms. You're only unhappy when they wanted their money back. Let me tell you something. If I loan you the money, I want my money back. If you loan somebody some money, you want your money back. Can I get an amen? So sometimes it's not racism. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's sexism, bias, all kind of stuff. Sometimes people are just doing you dirty. In that case, you need to hold them accountable. Other times, it's just because you have crappy credit and you have crappy habits and you don't pay your debts, right? So I've been there. I was homeless for 6 months of my life. Look at my Instagram feed from last week. Outline that story for you. I was homeless. I lived in a Jeep. I didn't pay my bills. My credit score was 500 or something. The lights were going out in my life, just like the light went out in this video earlier, right? But I didn't give up then, as I didn't give up now. The lighting went out, and I just kept on talking. When the lights go out in your life, you need to keep on moving, keep on talking, keep on grinding, keep on hustling, and change the narrative of your life. Pay your dang on bills. Cut a deal if you can't pay your whole bill, cut a deal with the lender to make it up in payments. The lender just wants their money back. They don't want your head on a stake. They don't want to ruin your life. They just want their money back. And they want communication. If you're not talking to them, you're gonna have a problem. And so I can't tell you enough how critical this is. Half of African Americans, as an example, have a credit score below 640. Not poor people, everybody, which means you're locked out of the free enterprise system. You can't get a loan for a small business loan for less than 700 credit score because it's considered risky credit. Which means that if you're black and you're watching this video, you may have just now gotten aha about why you can't live your dreams. You can't get a mobile cell phone account with a carrier without them checking your credit. You can't rent an apartment without them checking your credit. You can't everything today. You can't get employed today by most employers without them checking your credit. So it is part of civil rights today. It is part of social justice. Is to see life through an economic lens and to make sure that you're taking care of your business. Go to one of my Hope Financial coaches at a Hope Inside location near you. We have 180 locations and counting in 30 states plus. Make an appointment. It's free 99. Free 99. It's free. There's no excuse. There's a difference between making money, getting paid, getting that paper, all these words I hear, and ultimately even getting rich, which is about income. There's a difference between that and building wealth. Wealth is a mindset. Getting rich, also, you could be broke. That lady I just told you about, if she doesn't change her habits, she's going to be broke. The recording artist that I told you about, he doesn't change his habits, he's going to be broke for the rest of his life. You can make money, but if you're spending more than you're making and you're not paying your bills, when your outflow exceeds your inflow, then your overhead will be your downfall. I'm out. John Hope.